CNN reporting this morning that House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is expected to visit Taiwan during her high-profile trip to Asia.
Another report cites a senior U.S. and Taiwanese official. It's still unclear, though, when this visit will happen. It comes despite warnings from China, to the U.S. not to interfere with Taiwan.
For more on this developing news, let's turn to Beijing. Correspondent right now, Patrick Falk. Patrick, good morning to you. This was a big headline when the news alert started going off about an hour ago. So what can you tell us about this visit? Because it did appear it was not on the official schedule, and then all of a sudden, reporting today says that Speaker Pelosi is going to go. What do we know? And explain to folks why this is so controversial and potentially provocative.
Yeah, well, look, I think we need to wait to get further confirmation on those reports. We didn't have any thing on that on Nancy Pelosi's agenda earlier, so this is all a bit of a fresh development. We will be waiting to hear whether or not that is accurate or not. There are lots of rumors, I should say, about the possibility of a visit to Taiwan. Notably, a reporter from the Taiwanese TV network, TVBS, by the name of Lu Tingting, wrote a tweet earlier today saying that according to her sources that Pelosi would be arriving there on Tuesday night. You have to question how wise it is to be spreading that sort of information on a topic that is really so sensitive. As we know, China regards Taiwan as part of its sovereign territory. But in many ways, Beijing has made this decision very, very difficult for Nancy Pelosi. Nor the U.S. want to be seen to be backing down to Chinese aggression. But at the same time, a lot of people might say, what exactly is there to be gained out of this visit? And is it being done simply out of principle? The stakes are incredibly high, and we're going to be watching those developments very, very closely over the next few days.
Now, China has threatened a military response if Pelosi does visit. That has been the headline the past few days. So how likely is it that China would escalate the situation to using military force?
Well, it's alluded to using military force, but it hasn't actually specified whether the response would be diplomatic or a military one. We did hear more from the foreign ministry in Beijing, really echoing a lot of the fiery rhetoric that we've been hearing over the past week in the build-up to this tour of Asia. It said that the military would not sit idly by. Spokesperson Zhao Lijian also spelled out why there has been this particularly sharp response from China. It was something that we were aware of previously, of course, but Zhao Lijian was explicit about it. He said that Nancy Pelosi is the number 3 U.S. government official, and that any visit to Taiwan would lead to an egregious political impact. But she has landed in Singapore today. She met with Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong. They talked about a range of topics, including the war in Ukraine, cross-strait relations, as well as climate change. And the foreign ministry in Singapore noted that the Singaporean Prime Minister had said to Nancy Pelosi, or stressed the importance of stable relations between the U.S. and China for the sake of maintaining peace and security in the region.
Well, it will be heavily scrutinized no matter what happens here, because on the one hand, I'm sure she doesn't want to look weak or have the U.S. look weak, but on the other hand, we don't want to do anything that is potentially provocative and further complicate a very critical relationship between the U.S. and China. She was supposed to go in April, but backed out because she got COVID at the time, and now here we are with these reports this morning that she indeed will be there, the first U.S. speaker potentially to visit Taiwan since Newt Gingrich back in the late 90s. Patrick Falk reporting live from Beijing. We'll be on top of this story. We'll check back later. Thanks so much.